Welcome back. Welcome back to another Message of Hope reading with me, Kim O'Neill. Today we're doing another one that is, we're just going to see what shows up. We're using Oracle and Tarot cards for context to help give a little story. This is always take what resonates, leave what does not. This is not predicting your future or anything like that whatsoever. This is simply intended to be a light-filled message for you on your journey. And I am, okay, let's just see what comes through the cards first. Let's see. Okay, so message of hope for today for all the lovely people who felt called to watch this, that are resonating with the energy here. And we're going to do a past, present, future just to help us get a clear picture. Okay, past. What card wants to come through to represent the past? Okay. And the present. What card wants to come through? Okay. Is there another one that wants to come through for the present? No. Okay, we're going to move on. Let's do the future. What card? Okay, future. What card represents the future? Okay, let's see. Okay, so just give me a moment. You know what? I think I can pause this so you don't have to just like sit in silence. Let's see if we pause. I'm back. Maybe I'll do that some more. So I took a look at the cards, just kind of digesting what was showing up, and kind of like last time. So I am, I right now I am recording these in batches. And so while each one is always its own unique story, a message, there does sometimes tend to feel like kind of like bleed over, like connection between them. So I'm going to just first say that the one right before this which was about Dark Night of the Soul. If that resonated for you, or if that's piquing your interest, these two may be connected. So what I'm seeing is, before we get to the hope aspect, it looks like, you may have been going through something that felt very dark. And I'm going to jump right to the hope. The hope is that there's light at the end of the tunnel. That's the hope. Okay. You are assured a light at the end of the tunnel. But so this, the experiences you've been having, it may be like you are, yes, maybe having a dark night of the soul, but maybe it feels like something that's been prolonged, and maybe you felt like you've kind of been in that space for longer than, I don't know, whatever's considered normal or common, acceptable, whatever, right? And so in some ways, like maybe you've kind of, when something kind of stays in one place for a while, it kind of gets like attached, right? Just like, just like the plaque on our teeth. If we're not brushing and flossing, it just kind of, okay, I know, sorry, gross. That's the best example I could come. Oh, barnacles on a rock. It's kind of like barnacles that can happen on teeth too. Okay. I don't know. It might feel like that. And you may feel like your wings have been tattered because you've just been in a space of isolation, darkness, grief, transformation that just feels a bit too long. And so definitely you've been called to look at your shadow. And that may be where you currently are. And I want to show you this shadow card. I think this is such a cool one. So it's the same man looking at himself. There's the shadow self and the light self. And they're holding on to the same scepter. The sun and the moon. It's the same person. Has all of that within himself, herself, themselves. And you have the power. So in this, there are lots of little sparkles. You could say like stars. I think of that as like energy coming through, light bulbs, little lights, maybe, you know, different people who act as lights in your world for you, different experiences. You have glimmers of hope, glimpses of hope. And then those lights get even brighter and like a North Star. And maybe you feel like you're emerging. You are emerging out of the depths. You may have felt like you were suffering in silence for a really long time. Maybe you overcame something that was really, really, really hard to overcome. And there you are in your victory, but there's no one else around. It's been such a battle that you are now kind of just alone. And I want to say, being alone does not have to mean that you are lonely. I don't know why I'm saying that. And there's nothing wrong with feeling lonely either. I don't know. I just wanted to say that. Let's pull some additional cards. I'm going to use some other decks to see what else can help shine additional light and hope in this message. And I'm going to end up using, not right now, but I'm going to, in a bit, I will use my Rebel deck, which has some curse words. Going to be fierce and sassy. Okay, let's, before I do that though, I'm going to pull cards from a different deck. It's actually like, it's called Uncover Your Past Lives. These do not have to be your past lives. They have a lot of content on these. These are really cool cards. So let's just see what else comes through, see if any of this can, you know, like I said, shine more light into that message of hope for you. What additional insights? Okay, well, we already have one. Let's see. What does this say? Whew. Yeah, there could be a lot of you might feel like you've been coming through a really long, dark journey. So this card has a lot of that on it. Talks about things like the devil, dark magic, maybe feeling like you're cursed. Even talks about trauma, various forms of trauma, physical, sexual abuse. The word war is even on here. The one ray of sunshine on this. Dang, it even says older man. So I don't know if that has some significance for you. The one thing, okay, so yeah, this card had a lot of things that were pretty heavy and dark on it. The one thing that is a ray of sunshine on this is it actually says the lesson is seeing the bigger picture. Seeing the bigger picture. So if you felt like you've been pigeonholed into something and you like really are, you're not really seeing these lights, right? Kim's trying to tell me there's lights in the cards, you know, but I don't really see any lights in my world, right? I think I talked in the last reading about look up and start to see where you can shake up your routine, anything at all. Driving a different route, you know, going to a different store, talking to different people. See where you can start to shift things up to sort of help widen your scope of what you're seeing in your world. And I don't know where I was going with that actually at this point. Now I'm like, how did that connect? Okay, let's see what else. Let's see if there's another one of these cards that wants to come through to expand on the message of hope in today's reading. Okay, let's see what we have here. Whew. Okay, yeah, you might really be feeling in your head. maybe even be feeling abandoned. Okay, I'm not seeing any light on these. We're just, I don't know. I'll set this aside. That, to me, that's not worth sharing at this time. Let's see. Let's go to, we did this deck in the last one. We'll do it again. We're gonna do the Keepers of the Light. Keepers of the light. Keepers of the light. You are a light. You are a light. When you're in a deep, dark space like this, it may not feel like it, but you have it within you. And, being in that healing process, allowing yourself to see a bigger picture, even just ask, what's the lesson here? What is the bigger picture? What am I supposed to be seeing? And notice what starts to show up, what synchronicities start to show up in your world. What thoughts come to mind at the same time that you ask those questions? Okay, I pulled out one. Let's see what additional Keeper of the Light message wants to come through to add some hope. Light of hope. Oh. Okay, well, we still have the one here. Let's see what this says. It says, Diana, focused intention. Think about what you desire. Set your sights high. Expect the best possible outcome. So this is like a warrior princess. You might think of this as like an angel. When you're in a deep, dark space, man, you can be reaching out and, talk to your angels. Talk to your angels. Ask for help. Okay, I'm going to pause it again to get those cards that fell on the floor. I'll be right back. Okay, 2 cards fell on the ground. So we already looked at Diana, focused intention. And then we next have, oh gosh, this. Okay, so let me just say what they are first. The first one says Green Tara or Green Tara, Supreme Protection. You are protected. Cords are being cut. Move beyond limitation. Trust. And then we have Odin, Psychic Insight. Your third eye is open. See truth for what it is. Follow your intuition. Okay, so I'm hesitating because I don't want to really say what I'm about to say, but yeah, I had a horrible experience a few years ago. With so sorry. I don't mean to be hesitating. So I had an experience a few years ago with someone who showed up in my world as a massive energy vampire. And it was a horrendous experience, really, really hard to get through. And Archangel Michael, I called upon him. I didn't know that at the time, that didn't even occur to me until, I was kind of expressing my sharing my situation with someone I trusted. And she said, have you asked Archangel Michael to help you cut the cord? And I was like, oh, I didn't even occur to me. And anyway, I won't get into the whole story, but I ended up doing that. I had a very profound experience. I know he showed up, he cut the cord, and we had to do it a few times, but that first time was like so noticeable and powerful. So I say that because I feel like this one is showing up as an Archangel Michael representative, a warrior princess angel on your behalf. And the point is you have help, right? So you may have, we talked about this as the shadow and light within you, but it also could be between you and another person, another energy that came across as very dark. And yet, here's the thing. When we encounter things like that, one of the ways to see a bigger picture is to look at your shadow. So I kid you not, I was so confused. Like, how did I attract this? What is going on here? And I had to do like the stuff I would do with a coaching client. That's what I did for myself. I had to say, okay, what is this? What is, start with the feeling. What am I feeling? Where do I feel it in my body? What comes to mind when I think about this feeling? Aside from the situation at hand, like what else in my life has felt like this before? Because there's usually a connection. They don't have to be similar situations, can be completely different situations. But if you've got a certain feeling that's lingering within you, you are now someone who can attract that similar feeling through another situation in your life. And this can go really deep. So, some things are this and that, and they match to get, like very obviously. Other things go deep and deep and deep, and you see the way how things show up. And anyway, so I encourage you to look at your shadow. Look at what's coming up. Like how like, right? How if to be able to have your power in the situation, allow yourself to take ownership of your role in the situation. So this isn't blaming, this isn't fault, but knowing that this is an experience you're having, like you want to go within and to help be able to clear that stuff out. And I think ultimately situations like that, the root of some of it, maybe most of it, maybe all of it, is learning how to love yourself. Because when we love ourselves better, we treat ourselves better, that we don't attract people who are going to have ill intentions in our world. Whew, oh God. So let's, you may not be able to hear this, but I'm going to do this anyway. Here, I'll say a few more words and I'm going to ring some bells to clear this energy. You are protected. What's the message of hope? You are protected. You have angelic help supporting you in cutting those cords. And this is you. This is you. This is not someone else. I mean, we could say this is like Archangel Michael too, but psychic insight, I think it's actually more you. You are starting to see more and more the signs of hope. And it's more so, it's going to come through as you look at your shadow self. So, man. Yeah. And so I just want to say, I'm so sorry. If this resonates with you, you're not alone. You're not the only person who's ever experienced it. You may have no one else in your world who gets the experience. And I understand how horrible it is, but you're not alone. Let's go ahead and clear this energy right now. Let's do that again. I'm so sorry if that was really loud. I hope that wasn't really loud. Let's do one more. We'll do a little gentler. Bells are great for clearing energy. So is, of course, calling upon your angels. And here we're going to do let's do some self-love affirmations. Louise Hay's How to Love Yourself cards. It was as a result of me having the experience that I had that I started to gain clarity on what self-love really meant and looked like. And I ended up developing a coaching session, a one-off coaching session that is all about, what does self-love look like for you? And I may have expanded it into a 2-session process because it's quite a bit, but it's really good. So if you're like, yeah, I don't even know what self-love means or what it looks like for me, I believe it's unique to each person. And so it really benefits you to know what that means for you so that you can be doing more of that for you. To me, it's so much more. It's not just the little things like it's like getting a pedicure and treating yourself to things. Yeah, that stuff, that can fall into all that. We're talking about so much more about the things you allow in your life and yeah. Anyway, okay. Let's look. Self-love messages. Self-love messages. What message wants to come through for our worthy, amazing, beautiful light beings who are here listening to today's message? Exhale that energy. If what I was talking about a moment ago resonated with you, exhale that out and breathe in white light. We have here, if I follow my inner wisdom, I am at peace with my own being. If I follow my inner wisdom, I am at peace with my own being. I mean, that's what it comes down to, right? You being at peace with you. Okay, the back of it says, I completely trust the intelligence within me to guide me to the right path the universe I completely trust the intelligence within me to guide me to the right path. The universe supports me in every positive way. If that resonated for you, feel free to take a screenshot. Say these to yourself out loud. And on this one, take off the if at the front, and just say, I follow my inner wisdom. I am at peace with my own being. I am, and the word my. Those are all very powerful ownership words. So keep that in mind. Anytime you say I, fill in the blank, or I am, or use the word my this, my that, you're claiming ownership of something. And excuse me, you have a choice. We can have certain experiences, but we don't necessarily need to identify them as being yours. I hope this is making sense, right? It can be an experience you have, and yet it doesn't have to be part of your identity, part of the makeup of what makes you up you. I hope that makes sense. I mean, could elaborate that on a lot more in a one-on-one conversation. Let's see what other self-love message wants to come through. The other reason why I hesitated sharing what I shared earlier is because, I think it's obvious, right? You don't want to talk about things that aren't pleasant and regenerate that energy. Heck no. But I also know that when I went through that, it was not just for me, that there were going to be moments where I was meant to share it. And so this felt like one of those moments. So anyway, okay. I listen with love to my body's messages. This was also another big message through the experience I had. And so it might be for you too. I take a nice deep breath and release all resistance to healing. I listen with love to my body's messages. I use my words and thoughts as tools to shape my future. Life is very simple. I create my experiences by my thinking and feeling patterns. What I believe about myself and about life becomes true for me. I am grateful for all the wonderful things in my world. I express gratitude to the universe often, knowing that my thoughts are heard and appreciated. When we're able to have that bigger picture understanding of of what's taking place and how it relates to us, the gift that we get from it, we receive from it, then we are able to, it's easier to feel grateful for the experiences we've had. But we don't need to start there. We don't need to start with the really hard stuff, right? You can start with, what do you already have in your world that you can be grateful for? The reason why people promote this so much is because, it's, when you express gratitude for things, then you're likely to receive more things to be grateful for. I also like to think of it as, this is a really easy way to tap into the energy of abundance, the energy of feeling fulfilled, feeling that sense of love and appreciation, and to keep your energetic set point at a higher point, because that's what those emotions are at. And so when you're in that space, then you're going to attract other things that are also in that space. So same concept, but I tend to think of it slightly differently. Okay. Last but not least, I did look at all of these messages today have been a bit longer. Okay. We are going to close out with, you know what? We're going to do guardian angel. We're going to do guardian angel. Guardian angel message feels very fitting for today's message of hope reading. At the bottom, we have forgiveness. Interesting. Okay, let's see what guardian angel message wants to come through. Ooh, hello. Ooh, we have courage. Courage. It says, dare to be different, to make mistakes. Create, for it is in creation that you exist. In this world of dreams that stem from the eternal heart, you are one with all creation. All is possible. Go forth and be true to yourself, for it is only through being true to you that you can be true to others. You may find that part of the experience, the dark experience that you'd had to do with you being afraid to move forward or to show more of yourself or allow yourself to be seen in a certain way, perceived in a certain way, for whatever reason. Maybe you were too afraid, and so you were kind of keeping yourself that way. And lo and behold, you may have attracted someone else who did not have pure intentions and was not being kind to you. We're just going to put it that way. The only way out is through. So choosing to have that courage and move through, move forward. Dare to be different, to make mistakes. You are one with all creation. There are no mistakes, right? You are not a mistake. I am not a mistake. The people in your life, and even the ones that maybe didn't treat you so well, they are not mistakes. And yet we can see how we all influence each other, and we continue to look at the bigger picture, look at the lesson, we get the gift. And if we allow ourselves to really have that release, do our best to release tension and fear and grief and all that. And I can say it in one full swoop, and yet we know it may take a while. And yet I also believe that things can happen like that. We don't want to put that limitation on ourselves, that it can't. But be easy on yourself so that you can be going through your process and at your own rate. But if you want to get out of it, this may be your best pathway forward. So what is the message of hope? The message of hope is that there's absolutely a light at the end of the tunnel. And how do you get there? It's by looking at the bigger picture, by choosing to be courageous, calling upon your angels and following your intuition, trusting, loving yourself forward. Where did those cards go? Here we go. Yeah, loving yourself forward, listening to your body, and recognizing the value of your words and your thoughts, how they shape your experiences and can set you free or can keep you feeling stuck. But you deserve so much better. You deserve light. You deserve that hope. You deserve freedom. You deserve love. You deserve forgiveness, if that's relevant. And I'm simply first saying forgiveness from yourself. Forgiveness from yourself. Forgiving yourself. And maybe there's forgiving others to also set yourself free. Knowing that the angels have already helped you. You are supremely protected. It literally says you are protected. So, okay, I hope this was helpful. Let me know down in the comments what you're taking away from today's message, how it resonated with you. And if you enjoyed it, please do consider giving it a thumbs up or sharing it to someone else who may benefit. And if you'd like to find out how else you can work with me and just see what else I've got going on, feel free to connect with me over on KimO'NeillCoaching.com or on one of the social media platforms that I'm on. And the links are below this video. I hope you're enjoying these as much as I am enjoying creating them. Have an amazing day. I'll see you again very soon. Bye.